So before I start, I'm gonna do some timestamp on this because it's basically in this MmGs vlog rewind. It's kind of long, so it's gonna be 3 timestamp: the intro, the rewind main feature, and my afterthought. Yes, in this particular one, I wanna extend on it again and give my afterthought on this particular YouTuber. It's not gonna be bad because surprisingly, I have no problem with this person, but I'm also not close to this person. I just, at one point, just followed this person because of the circle that I'm in it. Yeah. Hello, guys. It's NautoAce. And this is going to be the MmGs vlog rewind number 4. And to some extent, it might be a controversy. And why did I say that? And if you notice also the title, it has a warning sign to some extent there. And for this one the reason is, I'll be talking about something when I started YouTube in 2008. And this particular YouTuber, I'm gonna, in this intro and of course in the conclusion, I don't want to say this YouTuber's name because it's very synonymous to the circle I follow. Let's just say, to some extent, there was some, quote unquote, a lot of people call it drama that it didn't need to be, but yeah. And the reason I'm doing this rewind is another YouTuber that I follow, and a lot of the games that he like, I also like. And his content, in my opinion, was actually good. His reviews are good, but most of the time he is doing streaming. And the link is going to be in the description box. Cool person, in my opinion. Unfortunately, is that the person that on the subject I'm going to be talking about associated with this person, but unfortunately there was a fallout. And surprisingly, surprisingly it happened. But not surprisingly that this person did it again. And why? This YouTuber kind of did it as well in the past with another YouTuber that I follow. I won't be naming this one for safety reason. But like I said, the person I'll be talking about, it'll be on the on the rewind main feature. And of course, if you read the title card, you know what it is. If you are basically part of the circle that I follow, the story about this particular YouTuber. Alright, so this is what rewind number 4 is. And here's the backstory of how it started. So another YouTuber, again, I'm not going to name names here because the reason is for safety, kind of maybe help the community understand about this particular YouTuber. And I'm also, in the end of this video, after the rewind, I'm going to give, surprisingly, my thoughts about this person. I know it's like, whoa, that's going to be dangerous. But for me personally, let's just say I'm not really close to this particular YouTuber. I had interaction with this YouTuber, and I can say between that YouTuber and me, we were cool. We were just talking stuff. There's no animosity. But I've also granted that I'm not really close to this person. I just at one point did support this person because the other YouTuber I was talking about that they now part ways, I was supporting that YouTuber, that person, because like I said, at one point he also joined the organization or the club or the group that this particular YouTuber was running. But after a while, like I said, they part ways. So yeah, so this is what MmGs vlog number 4 is. I'll be talking about this subject, an extended subject, in response to a YouTuber who basically introduced this subject. And then after that, I'm going to give it to the end. So you can only hear this name on that the rewind feature in part. But in the end, after that, I'm going to give my thoughts about it. But I am going to leave the name out, again, for safety reasons. So with that, here it is. MmGs vlog rewind number 4. I'm not going to say the title here, but you know what it is. Disclaimer. This video is about more on the SPACs war. Basically, what I'm doing is that I'm expanding the story from what MmGs was talking about. And the reason why is that I just want a lot of people know some people who are new to the YouTube community, when you're just starting out or you started probably in somehow like mid 2010 and so on. And if you're part of the gaming community or you like Sega or Sonic, this is basically a history about the SPAX war and also about the problem with copyright. Yeah, there is still copyright problem outside right now, but it's not as bad as when it was basically between 2006 to 2009 and maybe perhaps even to some extent 2010. And the main video I talk about that, and especially the SPAX war. So why am I talking about disclaimer? Well, I'm gonna go in, I guess, more in depth about the SPAX war than what MmGs is. And if you're a fan of SPAX or you know SPAX or you're a fan of SPAX and you don't like what I'm gonna say, then it's not really best for you to listen to this story. Even so that I'm not really, I have nothing against SPAX, and I'm not even gonna make fun of him, but he is the main subject of the story about the SPAX war. But again, if you're a friend of SPAX or you support SPAX, then I highly suggest to you to not listen to my story. Like, the story is basically of what to deal with the SPAX war, how it was so bad in the YouTube community, and that to some extent that the whole as a YouTube community in the gaming or the rant community, they didn't really shine to some extent. It was more of a, man, the community looked like a fool. So again, if you don't want to think about the SPAX war, you don't like the SPAX war, or you're a supporter of SPAX, then this is not for you. I highly suggest not listening to it. And you're somebody new that you are curious, that's the keyword, is curious about the SPAX war and basically what to deal with this, then it'll be a story. It'll be a 40-minute story. Yeah, it's a 40-minute story because not only I'm talking about the SPAX war, but also the problem with the copyright, and also my theory about why all of this happened. So, with that, here goes the main show. Again, one last time, if you're a fan of SPAX, supporter, or you don't want to think about the SPAX war incident, then click the back button, close your window or anything. And if you want to listen to it, here it is. So, 3, 2, 1. Hello guys, Axel once again, and this is going to be a response to MmGs X1 on his recent video. Basically, he's doing a series called basically a look back video. It's supposed to, well, the plan is that he talks about what happened, like his involvement in YouTube from the past, and it's supposed to lead up to his new reboot on September. So one of the videos he did was, I'm going to respond to, or well, not just a response, God, I lost my word there for a second, excuse me, is expanding to this topic he was talking about. And this topic is called the SPAX Wars. And this one, and the reason he's talking about this, it is something that part of YouTube as a community, there was a problem with this situation, and I'm going to expect to what MmGs X1 was talking about in his. What he did was basically just summarize about the SPAX wars and the copyright, and I'm going to expand about what happened. And after the copyright, all I can say is, yes, right now it is a problem, but it's not as bad as it used to be in 2008, which YouTube automatically deletes your video. I mean, getting better, and I have talked about this before. And if you want to know about my copyright situation, link's gonna be on the description box. But the gist of it is that now they can either mute your video or they can do content ID claim, which they won't remove your video, but if you're trying to monetize it, you won't be able to monetize it. And that's it. So again, that video by copyright, links in the description box if you want to know about it. But this one's going to be about my take on the SPACs war, my perspective. First disclaimer is, yes, I was sadly to say, and remember in my Mega Mix Game Showcase origin, that I did start in June 2008. June 23rd, 2008 is my very first video. But I was sort of involved, I think it was April, but I was just doing comment left and right. And the sad part here is I think I didn't really mention it my origin is that partially that I got basically joined the YouTube community was the Sonic voice actor controversy, and I will talk about that. There is more than Missy I, even so, sad to say, it is stupid. I mean, I hate to say this, but SPAC does have a legit reason why he did what he did, but I think he went, I guess, too far. He took it out of proportion, and just overall, he didn't really handle it right. So, first, I'll expand to what Megan was talking about. What is the SPAC for? Well, like you said, it did start before 2008, from what I heard. Remember, I started 2008, mid-2008 on YouTube. My first video, again, was on June 23rd. So, by the time I'm already on YouTube, a lot of this drama is already ongoing. And it's still ongoing on 2008 when I started. But like you said, they did a lot of videos, SPAC made another video, basically talking about drama this, drama that. And a lot of people, like MmGs X1 did say, there were some people who were getting annoyed. And also that when SPAC basically had friends, and please, none of that wisecrack about, oh wait, SPAC has friends? Yes, he does have friends. He's a human being like all of us, so come on, let's be mature about that. He does have friends. He actually had a community because they love Sonic. I like Sonic games, but I'm not a fan of Sonic that much, so I really don't care the history about it, and it didn't really impact me. But for SPAC, he was a Sonic fan. That's the reason why he was doing it. He did have the passion for it, but how he handled it was very, very bad. And again, if you guys, you know what, before I even continue this, I'm going to put another disclaimer. If you guys are a friend of SPACs and you support the guy and you're like a defender of SPACs, you might not like what I'm going to say, but I'm not attacking SPACs. I have nothing against SPACs. I have nothing to do with SPAC. I have no relationship with SPAC. But if you're offended with what I'm about to say, I'm going to apologize in advance out of respect for you guys. I'm not bashing the guy, but I am going to talk about the story as an observer. During the SPACs war, or when you already continued, I was an observer. I watched both sides of the videos, back and forth, and I could say, boy, it was entertaining, but at the same time, kind of like, wow, this is what YouTube's all about, huh? Drama, talking on video with black screen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. Where's my popcorn? Where's my soda? Let this soapbox start. All right. So, like what MmGs X1 said, I'll talk about the Sonic voice actors controversy. I guess part of it is this one. And yes, the story with that one basically, and again, I don't know if it's true or not, but I have read this on the internet. What happened was when 4Kid had the rights for the Sonic X cartoon, and believe me, Sonic X cartoon, bad. I heard even the Japanese version itself wasn't good either. They made it too serious, I guess. But the Sonic cartoon that I like was Adventure of Sonic from the early 90s. That's one I liked. The comedy one with the robot chicken, robot monkey, and another robot with tank's leg and drill nose.
That was my favorite one. But there are other versions like Sonic with his two siblings and another Sonic cartoon with I guess it's female fox. I mean, there's a lot of versions in the early '90s, but my favorite one is Sonic. I think it's either no. I think they just call it Sonic the Hedgehog. It was just like a Looney Tunes style comedy. It was funny, cracked me up. That was my favorite one. All right, done with that backstory. What happened was that ever since Sonic X came, 4Kids got the right in America, and there was at one point that Ryan Drummond, one of the best voice actors, in my opinion, one of the good voice actors for Sonic, it fits the part, was willingly to do it, but he has to go to New York to do it. And I think to some extent he was willingly to go to New York to do it, but by the time that he said, okay, I'm ready to go, 4Kids told him, oh, we already found someone else, and that's Jason Griffith. So basically, Jason Griffith was the voice for the cartoon or the anime version of Sonic X. So that's not a problem. You got the Jason Griffith's going to be the anime voice for Sonic X, while Drummond's still on the video game. There's nothing wrong there. So it's a separate thing. Jason Griffith does his own thing. Ryan Drummond has doing his own thing. That's fine. But what happened is from what I heard, I think one of the voice actors for Robotnik on the video game side he had a heart attack, and God bless all. I'm not being a douche about this one, but I read it on Wikipedia that the voice actor, I forget his name, my apology, I think he had a stroke and he passed away. Again, God bless his soul. But why am I talking about this? Well, the problem was that Sega themselves were in the bind. They said, well, what do we do? Well, great, now we need to find another Robotnik, and they got games. They got games coming out, they don't have a voice for Robotnik. What are they going to do? Are they just going to find someone on the fly, and they didn't know what to do. They were trying to figure out what to do. And then what happened was 4Kids came in, and they made them a deal. They said, hey, why not just use our voice actors? Jason Griffith, I don't know the other people, my apologies. And then you get your Robotnik. But the deal is you have to use all our crew. So Sega basically said, you know what? I guess it kind of makes sense. Why not have the same voice for both anime and video game? And here's a tidbit, because in Japan, they kind of do that in Japan. They have this rule that if the voice actor for the video game, it has to be also in the anime, and vice versa. That's the rule. So they're trying to implement that rule in America, and I can tell you, not a good idea. And this is why. What happened was that Sega basically made an announcement starting with Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, and so on. It'll be the 4Kids crew. They're going to be voicing the video, not only the anime, but the video game. So your question is, so what happened to Ryan Drummond and all the other gang? Well, they got fired. The contract wasn't even up yet. It wasn't even expired. They just said, oh, well, your guys are done. Your guys are done. You're fired. So that's a WTF moment. Like, oh my goodness, what the heck? You fired the people because you couldn't find a Robotnik replacement? You rather just use 4Kids? See, that was a low blow, and give thanks to 4Kids. I mean, well, there's no more 4Kids. I'm not too sad. I mean, they had it coming. They basically were the enemy of the anime community. So that was kind of like I say, it's a jerky move. And that's the reason why people are so upset to some extent. It's not just, oh, Jason Griffith has a sucky Sonic. I mean, yeah, but it was the business side that it was so wrong. That even Ryan Drummond said that he was surprised. He was just fired. He didn't do anything wrong. His contract wasn't up yet. They just said, oh, you guys are done. You're not doing the video game anymore. You guys are done. So that's what happened is wrong. And the thing with the reason why at that time, in 2008, SPAC hated Jason Griffith, well, from what I heard, and again, I learned this on YouTube, some people were talking about it, that him and another, I think they're friends, I'm not really sure if they're friends or not, but another YouTuber, a former YouTuber, he's not there anymore, and his name is Prince of Moose, another guy I have talked to, and the guy is nice, He's also a Sonic fan. They talked to Jason Griffin on MySpace. Before Facebook, there was MySpace. And what happened was they said they were all giving him some sort of tip or an olive branch. They were just trying to help and say, hey, you're great that you're a Sonic boy, but can we give you a suggestion, like feedback? And from what I heard, Jason Griffin basically said, screw you guys, F off, I'm Sonic now, who the heck do you think? It's like, he was showing like some egotistic in there, so that's why he hated Griffin for a while, saying, oh, he's not a human, because, well, Jason Griffin was quote-unquote, was douchey from what I heard. And that's the reason why people didn't like it. Not only because it's just for kids, but also because of what Griffin said. Like, he doesn't really care about the Sonic voice, which is entirely wrong, and here's why. Because after a while I think Prince Amu did a follow-up, talked to Griffin, and Griffin then said, oh, was I jerk to you? Well, I do apologize. And yeah, it basically, I mean, surprisingly, I think 2009 or 10, I don't know, this is like a long time ago, on MySpace, it was still MySpace, he basically wrote an open post, or public post, saying about his voice for Sonic. And he has said, yes, I know I'm the new voice Sonic, and for the Sonic fans, you don't like my voice, I'm going to try better, which he did. He was improving in the long run, so that's a good thing. And he also apologized and said, hey, if I were an a-hole to you guys, I'm sorry. And he did. He made a public apology. He basically knew he messed up, and he's making up for it, and he was getting better as a voice actor. But still, not a lot of people like him as Sonic as a voice. And then, of course, by, I think, Sonic Color for the Wii, that's when they had a new voice now, because the contract was up. I think the contract was up. 4Kid wasn't involved anymore because they were gone. They disappeared. So the right for Sonic is gone. So they had a new voice actor. So Griffin signed him on the voice. The end. And that's going to be another story about it, but I think it's not really a big deal. If you wonder who's the new voice for Sonic, Roger Craig Smith, another good voice actor in my opinion. He was basically known as Ezio for Assassin's Creed 2. He was Batman in Arkham Origin, and I think Spider-Man for Marvel vs. Capcom. But he is a good voice actor. He's top notch, so you can't really bag on the guy or complain about Roger Craig Smith. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, but also he's good doing Sonic. Did they want Ryan Drummond? Well, you're gonna have to ask Ryan Drummond. Go ask Sega if they can bring back Ryan Drummond. It's up to Sega, but I don't know if Ryan Drummond want to go back as Sonic, because that was like, let's just say it was bad. I mean, the situation was bad. Sega didn't handle it right, and thanks to 4Kid's involvement, it was even bad. So that's the reason about the Sonic voice actor controversy. It's not just, the voice was sucked, but the business side was basically bad. And when they talked to these voice actors, they were basically, they didn't handle it right. They were being jerky. So that's what it is. So back again to SPAC, about the SPAC war. And one of the key points that really basically went to the top, that he was actually losing friends, and he was just basically went ballistic, like Magus X once said. The problem was also with the situation was Spax was emotional, because again, he had a passion with Sonic, so can understand, but again, you gotta handle it better, and he didn't. And I'll explain that. He had this weird plan. They call it the Sonic Switch plan, which basically changed the Sonic voices. Like, for the video game, instead of Jason Griffith, let some other guy. And I think the guy's name was Mike Sinterek. He's another good voice actor. He was in the 2003 Ninja Turtle, the Leonardo voice for Guy Car. And he was also in good anime, like, I know Bleach is one of them. He was in Bleach. good voice actor. Oh, God, for kid version of Zorro, he was actually good. No offense to Christopher Sabat, he's good, but Mike Sinotrax, I think that's his name is. Forgive me if it's wrong. He just done a better job. Just my opinion, personal opinion. But anyway, he had this weird idea. Do a Sonic voice switch plan, and let's convince Sega about it. And what happened was that not only the the Sonic fans in the community couldn't really support this idea. Most of his close friends also couldn't really support it. And he had close friends, and yeah, I'm not gonna name at this point on. Yeah, I know I did say about Principal, but that was about Jason Griffith. That was a different story. But yeah, at this point on, I'm not gonna say name, but he had friends actually, like really friends that he met on YouTube that had passion for Sonic, and they said to him, "Yeah, we cannot really support this because it was bad." And from what I heard, Spax he didn't really handle it well, and I think he took it so personal. And again, you shouldn't be taking it personal. He took it personal. He basically thought that they were calling him like idiots or something. I don't know. I mean, it was bad. And basically, he made a video about that, just telling people to just, you guys are bad or F off or something. And it was so bad. And that point on, like I said, MmGs X1 got involved, Big Al got involved, a lot of big YouTubers even got involved, from what I heard. And even like what MmGs X1 said, Jedi won. Jedi. And if you don't know this guy was another influential. To some extent, this guy is probably equal or even, no offense, a bit better than Alpha Omega Sin. Because he does the same thing also. He talks on the camera, he gives a situation. But this guy was also influential, but he's been there in 2006. A lot of people, from what I heard, went to YouTube because of Jedi, and I think even MmGs X1 said he was also a huge reason he joined YouTube. Because it was Jedi 1. This guy was respectable. I never really talked to the guy. He did post some comment, but never really interacted with him. And he got involved. And he had to make a video about this switch plan thing. And boy, when he basically got involved, like just say, the situation, it just stopped. It was calmed down. That even Spax said he needed to cool down and said, you know what? You're right. Jedi's right. I was a moron. And he did. He did try and fix the problem. And like the voice and Sonic voice switch plan controversy, it was done. He did apologize. He said, sorry guys, I screwed up. And he did after a while, did admit it after a while. So that was good for his part. But again, did it end the Spax war? Sadly, not. Let's just say there was like MmGs X1 about the controversy about copyright. What happened basically after a while was, and some people still they make fun. I'm not gonna say the reason what videos they're doing, what making fun. And if you really want to know, I would just Google Spaxry. There's probably gonna be a wiki on him. I mean, it was bad. And what happened was there were some people doing parody videos on him, poking fun of Spax. And when Spax got really upset, he basically claimed copyright on the video, which is again, unfortunately, it's against the law because that's false copyright claim. It's illegal, and here's the reason why. He doesn't own those videos what they did, and even his video himself, he doesn't own them because they didn't really copyright it. And when people use his video, even like just 5 minutes or 5 or less minute of the clip, he would take it down. But the thing is, under fair use rule is parody, commentary, and criticism are allowed for fair use. So, and they were using the fair use But SPAC said, no, you're using, oh, well, you're using my video. No way. So that one got so bad. It was so bad. And once again, people got involved. Big Al got involved. He made like a video basically telling him to go away. Even MmGs X1. I got a support from MmGs X1. He even made a video, and he was so upset about it. And too many people were. And I mean, again, like I said, I did not really get involved, but I watched the video. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's, for one guy, this guy's really causing a lot of chaos. And it was really horrible. He's putting drama. I mean, you gotta also understand the reason also was that some of these people were attacking SPACs, and maybe they're also going personal. I mean, overall, I have to say both sides, like, a lot of these people just really, they just didn't handle it right. That's all I can say. Not just SPACs or the other side. It wasn't really handled it right, and I'm going to explain my theory why. But I'm just going to try to finish this back to our storyline, the story. And when push comes to shove, everybody basically just have their pitchfork and torch and pitchfork, SPAC finally closed his account, and he worked on his YouTube in his channel, the Game Toon Zone. And that's fine, Again, like what Megan said, I agree. Just let him be, leave him alone. He's not doing anything wrong anymore. It's not creating drama. That's 2008. And again, I am going to give my theory why about this YouTube drama and the etiquette rule. But the problem is that after a while, even though he was on his website, there's still people basically using his video, or should I say, parodying his video, and he was claiming copyright again under a new company called Mighty Noid Entertainment, and that's what the MmGs one was talking about. He created a group called Mighty Noid Entertainment, but the problem is it's not a real company. It's a group. You can create your own group. That's fine. Rising. Okay, I better shut up. Let's see. Irie Gamer, yes, believe it or not. Y2B Production, from what I heard, is not really a real company. It's a group. I mean, you can make company, but if you want to make it a legit company, you got to put it on the Copyright Bureau, and there's a lot of rules to do that. Again, probably Google will help you how to do it, but it's a different story. And basically, he was again flagging videos, removing them, and basically telling them, don't use my clips. And one of the and this one, MmGs X1 talked about, and he said, and there was a guy that he can't remember his full name or his YouTube name. It was one big guy, there was one YouTuber that basically, let's just say, really upset SPACs, was this guy. And I think I can say his name. He's not really a bad guy. This person's not a bad guy, excuse me. And, you know what? Yeah. I think people are saying it on YouTube in the comments. So yeah, the YouTube guy's name is Boomstick. He had a number in the end of it. I'm sorry. And this guy basically, what he does, this YouTuber, is he does parody videos. He does commentary and parody. Again, that's fair use. If he's doing commentary on videos, what he does is he watches a video and he puts his voice over. That's, again, allowed whether you like it or not. But SPAC didn't like it, so he kept basically telling him, removing his video, getting his account shut down. Again, because again, the copyright there was bad, and I already explained it before, like at the 5-minute mark, that before the content ID was even created, it was just people were just removing videos. The company, because again, just a quick saying why, is that at the time YouTube didn't know how to handle copyright, and they had admitted that they couldn't tell if the video is copyrighted or not. So that's why they created the content ID. For some, it's still bad, but if you just had to put up your video, you probably had nothing to worry about. All right, back again. Boomstick, basically, he did a lot of video about SPAC in parody form, commentary, which is, again, fair use, but SPAC didn't like it. And then even at one point from what I heard that his parent, and again, you can probably watch it on YouTube, his parent, let's just say his parent, called Boomstick's house to ask him nicely just to remove the video. And of course, Boomstick doesn't like that because he does have the right because he was against fair use. Even so, he's making fun of someone. It's a parody. The problem with that one is, and again, the whole point is yes, he's doing commentary on videos, but he does make fun of video with people, especially in the video. That's why. So, but again, and then there was other people. I think after a while, when Puska, I think in 2010, it finally died down, and then Spack just said that he was done. They said, "Okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna bug YouTube. I'm done." I think it ended in 2010, the Spax war, or I think even mid 2009 or end of 2009. By 2010, he was done. He just said, "You know what? I'm gonna focus on my website, on my whatever, and that's it." And I think by January 2010, the Spax war was done. That was done there. Yes, it was done. That was it. Everybody was happy. It's not on YouTube, I think. I think it was on YouTube, but it doesn't really do anything bad anymore. Even right now, it's not doing anything bad. Leave him be. So, that's the end of the Spack war. And, okay, a little bit quick, I guess, story here is, yes, after a while, if you guys want to know about Big Al, this is one of the guys that didn't really like Spack in the beginning. He made peace with him, and not only that, he actually not only made peace, that out of basically, I guess, either courtesy or Spack, I guess, I don't know, he decided to join his website. And I know a lot of Big Al fans wasn't too happy about it. Even Big Al made a video saying, if you got a problem with it, then go away. I didn't have a problem. I'm a fan of Big Al, and I technically don't care. If he joined with Spax or not, hey, that's his choice. It's his life. It doesn't affect us. As long as he's just doing video, that's fine. But that's a different story. It's not really bad. Until 2012 and November 2012, if I remember, some incident happened when they were at Yomacan. Yeah, again, water under the bridge. I'm just telling the story. Something bad happened, and they just part ways, and that was it. But that's what it is. But that's a different story. That wasn't really the Spax war. And like I said, the Spax war ended, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, was January 2010. When he finally went to his own website, excuse me, he went to his own website, just doing his own thing. That was it. So again, first of all, I'm recapping this part. Was I involved with this Spax war? I was just an observer until I think at one point that he was when Spack was going way too far. Believe it or not, at one point I was thinking, okay, I really gotta get involved. This guy was bad. I need to give my 2 cents. But thank goodness I didn't. I backed down. So, because by the time I said, yeah, no, yeah, maybe, he already left YouTube. Second, have I ever talked to Spack? Do I have any relationship with Spack? And like I said, no, I don't have a relationship with Spack. Not a friend of mine. But I have talked to the guy, and we just talk normally. Because when Big Al was also on game, when he joined the Game Toon Zone, I also basically decided to make an account just to support Big Al. Because again, I'm a fan of his work. I did contribute a bit, whatever. And then after the breakup, I just left. That was it. I was just showing my support to Big Al, because again, I'm a fan of his work. But when I do talk to the guy, yeah, it was just normal. It was no drama. But I never talked about Sonic stuff, because like I said, I may like Sonic games. I'm not really a big fan. I don't really care about the voice actor. I do prefer Ryan Drummond. Different story. But yeah, I just talked to the guy, normal. Especially when Big Al was doing videos on Blimp, I made comments. We would talk to each other. And one of the one that I can remember that it was normal, me and Spack were talking about, Capcom, and basically one of the video that I really like too, but it's gone in Blimp because Blimp is douchey. excuse the language. Big Al can tell you about the blimp thing. He did a video about Capcom banning 1,000, which Capcom basically doing screw up. I did talk about Capcom stuff. Same thing with Spax. We were just talking about it. We were in agreement that Capcom was dumb. And yeah, so I never really had a problem. I have talked to the guy when Big Al was still part of the game Toon Zone. Never had a problem with Spax. He never really rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, I never was really involved with the Spax war. I was an observer. And one of the video, basically now I remember, one of the video now that Big Al did was when he got his account back. And Big Al can probably tell you the story about his account. His Big K 2K6, when he got it back because, I mean, it was part of the copyright problem in the past. It was stupid. He did a video basically saying that when he did that video about him telling Spax to basically go away, when he's taken back, he said he kind of regret doing it. I did make a comment about that. I said, you know what, I know maybe it was bad, but I think you did have a legit reason why, because what Spax was doing was really bad. And then Spax replied to mine and said, he said, well, he's just rebutting. He didn't say anything bad, but he just said, well, I mean, it may be, but it's also got to understand that people were attacking him, and yes, people were attacking Spax. A lot of people were attacking Spax, and again, both sides probably wasn't on the right. And he said that, yeah, because people were attacking him, that's why he was doing a lot of those videos. And he did admit, and again, at that point on, he did admit, like I said in 2010, he did admit that what he did about the copyright, it was stupid. He did admit that. That's why he's not doing anymore. He's done. Nobody cares about him. Again, let's just say, he's not being affected. People are not affected by him being on YouTube because he doesn't do much on YouTube. All he does is, post his video. He does his own project, and that was it. So that's my connection with Spax. Nothing really bad. Talked to the guy. The guy was nice. But again, I had no personal issue with him because I'm not a Sonic fan. So here's the theory I'm going to talk about now. And I know I've been talking for more than 30 minutes, but like I said, there was a lot to talk about the Spax war. This is, like I said, an expansion to what Megan was saying. And my theory about it really is that ever since YouTube debuted in 2006, and then by 2008, a lot of more people were joining YouTube, I think, by 2008. And at the time, really, let's just say that the culture of YouTube was still new. It was still in the baby infant. We, as a YouTube community, I mean, I'm included, we probably, or let's just say, I'll say I, because saying the word we is kind of dangerous, but I'm going to say I, or people, let's try people here. So, didn't really understand the etiquette rule of YouTube. Like, what video should we put it up, what not? I mean, copyright video wasn't even yet, like, we didn't even know that, putting up a video on YouTube can be copyright. We didn't know that, because YouTube was barely new. Like, what video should we put up? Should we respond to other people? Should we bag on people, or put down or make fun of other people, or call them out, or whatever? And I think even Spax probably was saying the same thing, that the culture of YouTube was, like, as the community, oh man, I'm trying not to say we here, but it's having a hard time. Let's just say the community. The community is trying to figure out what's the right culture. And it's still, like I said, in the infant stage. But I think by the time it's 2011 or 2012, maybe end of 2010, I think the culture of YouTube now, I think it's becoming now more adult than it was 2008. 2008, I think the culture was still too early, so we didn't know, or the community didn't know how to handle it. So when someone call out someone, what do? Oh, you're going to make a video to respond to that person. I mean, to some extent, Big Al did this, MmGs X1 did it, and I'm not going to get into that one now because this is all about the Spax war. So, like I said, my theory is I think it was a culture thing, it was a problem, and as the YouTube community, we just didn't know how to handle it. And that's why Spec made his drama. He probably didn't know how to handle it right. He thought what he did was for the best. And by the time it's 2010, and the 2010, as YouTube community, the community finally understand how YouTube is, that don't post anything that's stupid or offend someone. Do something that helps the community. And if someone's calling you out, you probably don't want to just call them out. Just ignore it. Don't call on dumb people because some people done it. So, again, by then, that's to the community. And that's what the etiquette rule now, as of now, in YouTube. Copyright, I think, like I said before, it got better, but it still needs work. And again, my thoughts on the copyright, once again, just to recap this, because I'm rambling now for almost 40 minutes. Link's going to be on the description box. So, there you have it. Crazy if it is. The expansion version, extended version of Stacks War, from my point of view, as an observer. So again, if you guys are offended to what I said, I do apologize. And for new people about it, great. I say it's good news for you guys for not even getting involved with the Stacks War, because it was just bad. It was bad. So with that, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
So you heard the MmGs vlog rewind number 4 there. Yeah, that is what this is all about. And this has happened in 2008. The circle I follow, and it's all about, well, it started as a sonic voice problem, which that been rectified a long time ago. The previous voice actor, Jason Griffith, left. Well, they didn't renew their contract, and they had a new voice actor, Roger Craig Smith, which is Ezio, Batman, and Arkham Origin, and some other animation show. And I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, a lot of people just want Ryan Drummond, but that's not going to happen anymore at this point on. And in the case with Jason Griffith, he does a lot of anime. And the thing that I personally, I like what he was doing is, in Pokemon Black and White, he was silent. At first, when I saw that show, and some guy said in the Twitter, "Hey, guess what? Who's voicing Silent? And it sounds familiar." I was like, "Yeah, the guy sounds familiar." And then all suddenly, it's Jason Griffith. There you go. And he fits. He fits the part as Silent there. So I got no problem with it. I mean, him being Sonic, hey, it is what it is. But again, remember, as I said before, I said it again, for kids, they disappeared. So a lot of this voice actor who done for kids voices from shows, they're in other anime and to some extent some other sound recording studios, such as Dan Green actually now works with, I'm going to assume, with Bam Zoom, along with Brad Swell, a.k.a. Moose, Amaru Ray, Quatra from, the Gundam. And, of course, Veronica Taylor is Ribrianne in Dragon Ball Super. So, there you go. So, hey. I mean, to some extent, Sean Chamel also voices in for kids, but the bottom line is, there you go. I mean, they're just voice actor. You gotta blame 4Kids for that one. So, moving on from there is, what is my thought on this particular YouTuber? As I said before, I'm gonna say it again, I never had a problem with this person. Second, believe it or not, when at one point, another guy that I follow and respect on YouTube befriended this person, I was very supportive of the guy and followed him. And I even signed up to this guy's website for a while. Right now, it's shut down. You can't access it anymore. I think he stopped supporting it. But at one point, yeah, I was basically I was in support of this guy, his decision. A lot of people were smart, decided to say smart, and had a feeling that there was some black omen that this friendship is not going to last long. And yeah, it did not last long, but I have to explain it later on about that story. But yeah, but the bottom line is, I never had a problem with this guy. I actually had interaction with this guy at a time, and it was cool. I was actually cool. Me and him, this guy, we were cool, believe it or not. I mean, we just talk about just subject to some extent. Nothing. I mean, he never got pissed at me. I never got a piss at him, and vice versa. But you also got to keep in mind that I'm not really close to this guy. Let's just say it's on a internet level, just a community level. That's it. So, I mean, I'm not really a friend of this person, but like when I interact with this guy, he was just cool. He was just normal. He was just a normal person. You can talk to this person, no problem. So there you go. But yeah, this guy has, let's just say, obstacles there, because I think, and I said this before on the Rewind video, probably the passion got the best of it, and he was on a roll. I mean, again, the voice actor, yes, got to blame 4Kids in that one, and again, there are no more, but it just went out of proportion. And also in that time, in 2008, YouTube was still new. It wasn't yet a business. None of this controversy, none of this apocalypse and stuff. It was just people basically talking about what they want, and people giving their opinion extremely, to some extent. I know now people are like more wise, you know. So he was probably just very passionate about it, and after a while, he was probably looked back and said, okay, I'm going to cool down, and I'm going to be, you know, I'm not going to be aggressive. Just going to be chill out and aggressive. And this person was doing it to some extent. Yes, and I mean, to some extent, this guy was, like, again, changed and, quote-unquote, let's just say, a nice guy. The two people, in my personal opinion, it is unfortunate. They look like they were good friends. They were basically interacting. They were like, they had no problems, and all of a sudden, you just read, oh, no, oh, my gosh. And, yeah, and the sad part in this is, both the other guy followed, they defended him. They said, this guy changed. He's no longer doing this. And even their own, because they're fans, besides, I mean, I didn't do anything, but hey, you know, you want to befriend this guy? None of my business. People who are fan of them were basically saying, trust us, don't fool by him. I mean, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I guess they were right. There was some weird sign. There was this foreshadowing roaming around to a point that, yeah, I mean, the other guy I follow, he went to a this guy went to a convention where this other guy lived, and apparently there was at one point, there was some disagreement, and then with a snap of a finger, they basically fall apart. And the guy that I followed had to do a video about it, and oh my gosh, I mean, and we were like, okay, maybe it was just something that didn't agree, and the guy just didn't handle it. Okay, whatever. And then fast forward to 2019, all of a sudden I see a post here, and oh no. And the sad part, a lot of the comments I see and read is, oh my gosh, it's this person 2008 all over again, or 2007. I'm like, when I read that, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, did this guy just reverted back to what happened 2007? Was there like something wrong? Like there was an anomaly? Just, again, I don't know the whole detail, and it's none of my business, and I'm going to keep out of it. Like I said to this particular person, yes, I interacted with the guy, but I never really like a friend of this person. I wasn't a fan of his work. I mean, his work is good, but I'm never really a fan of it. I just say that. And yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, there. So yeah, I do apologize if it went too long to this epilogue, but yeah, it's just that the whole point of this is that sometimes it's not what you see. Sometimes, you know, each rose has its thorn, as someone would say. So, I mean, another one is based on vlog rewind number 3 was two people that I have respect for. Unfortunately, they basically part ways, and they're not friends anymore. And again, I don't know what happened. It's none of my business, but just things happen. I mean, for me personally, let's just say I do have former friends that I used to respect them as a friend, but misunderstanding, stubbornness, pride getting away, and it's just best to just move on. That's really it. So anyway, that's my thoughts about this particular person. For me personally, I have no problem with this person. I don't think it's a bad guy, but to some extent, he might need to just kind of reevaluate what's going on in the situation, and maybe just step away. Not on the internet, because it's hardly in the internet anyway, not like in 2007, but step away in the situation, trying to think what happened, and that's it. I mean, this guy does have known for a short fuse, but again, I know people also like that, so just it is what it is there. So anyway, that is Rewind Vlog number 4 about this. And like I said, it's just sometimes it's more than meets the eye. Just you gotta be careful sometimes. I'm not saying it's wrong to befriend somebody on the internet. It's just that you gotta really know the situation. You know that person. Like I said, I've seen this multiple times. Like I said, 2 people I respect, they part ways. Another one, and I'm not gonna say names again. They were best friend and same deal. I mean, to a point that this guy gave this other person a gift, but of course something happened. They part ways. It's the internet. Sometimes it can be dangerous. You gotta be just careful about. Just the key thing is common sense. Be logic about it, and I think you should be fine there. With that, I'll see you guys later.